Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy and a pleasure to be out here in nature and bring this message of joy, peace, and happiness to you. This message of emancipation, a message that would set you free. All I'm doing is pointing you to look inwardly, according as Abdullah would have taught Neville Goddard, that consciousness is the only reality. And I'm just reiterating what Abdullah would have taught Neville Goddard. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I would have had many of these experiences of which Neville said he would have experienced after I've been taught by Abdullah. And I know that Abdullah wanted this message to go to all of humanity, teaching them that they can create their reality consciously. Because right now, it seems like this civilization is coming to a certain place, and the place that is coming to, unless we lift our vibration and our frequency, there can be a lot of things that can happen. So we definitely need to lift our vibration and come to understand energy and frequency, and come to understand that consciousness is the only reality. Now, everything that we see around here, it was basically false thought. It was false imagined. Now, many people, especially people who are religious, who believe that the Bible is literal and that the Bible is secular history, always ask about who created the sun and the moon and the stars and the trees and so on, because they look at the Bible as literal. But when you come to understand that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, that the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history, and that it was written symbolically, and you have to look at the stories parabolically and be able to unveil the mystery, you come to realize that the Bible is encoded and must be decoded. Thus the reason why Abdullah taught Neville Goddard that everything he sees around here is basically an illusion, and that we actually live in a holographic universe, and everything is consciousness being pushed out. So the entire world is your own self being pushed out. So when the Bible says, God said, let there be light, and there was light, it is teaching you that you shall decree a thing and it shall come to pass. It is teaching you also that you must call those things that be not as though they are. That's what it is teaching you. It is teaching you to speak with authority. It is teaching you that you can decree a thing and it will be manifested. It is teaching you that you are the creator and that you can create your world. And that when you create your world and you see the manifestation, that you will come into Sabbath, you will come into rest, you will come into peace. Basically, that is what it is teaching you. So everything you see on the outside is as a result of your inner perception. So beholding everything by the perception that we hold from within. And that perception is like a download, just like our computer carries a download, or a CPU, which is central processing unit. And we have what they call the Akashic record, where everything is recorded. And we are beholding an outer projection of that which is within. And all of that is within is from our consciousness. So consciousness is the only reality that there is. Now, I'm trying to explain it to you, but the most profound way to understand this thing is by experience. For it wasn't until I awake within myself and bounce my crown chakra and go beyond my brain, go beyond my head, and being in another form, yet being conscious, that I realize that everything is consciousness. And that the only reality there is consciousness. Consciousness is the only reality. So even if a man is, say, crazy or mad or in the mental asylum, he's still conscious of being. You can never be outside of the consciousness of being. Because the very life in you is consciousness. And that is the only reality. Because nothing can come without there first be life. Everything comes out of life. So when the Bible say let there be light, and there was light, it's dealing with your perception, how you perceive something. And when you speak of it, and when you call forth it, when you believe it, and it is manifested. So the entire Bible is your biography. It's all about you. It's your spiritual biography. Because you are a spirit having a human experience. You are God in flesh. It is God experiencing this life as you. So Abdullah wanted this message to come to all of humanity, because he realized that many were trapped in religion. Many were trapped in the wrong concept of life. Many were still eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Therefore, they were trying to live by works. Therefore, they still had judgment and condemnation and others. But he wanted us to come to a place to realize that there is no judgment, there is no condemnation. There's only oneness. There's only one universal consciousness. There's only one life. There's only one creator. There's only one creative power. Thus the reason why we can always say the only creative power that there is in this world is the power of imagining. And everything in this world was first imagined. And the Bible tells you in St. John 1 and 3 that all things were made by him, and without him there wasn't anything made that was made. Everything that has already been made was first imagined. It was first a thought. It was first an idea. And everything else that ever going to be made, it must first be imagined. It must first be a thought. It must first be an idea. So my brother and my sisters, consciousness is the only reality. So let us be more aware of our consciousness and use our consciousness to create our reality consciously. Therefore, we have to be more conscious of who we are. Be more conscious of why we are here. Be more conscious of where we come from and where we are going. And we are here to serve each other because we are a network. We are connected to each other. Every one of the cell phones in this world, they're connected to each other. All of the computers, they are connected to each other. And there are people who would believe that, but they wouldn't believe that we are connected together, because most people put value on the things that they pay money for. But the things that were given to us for free, most people put less value on those things. Thus Abdullah was teaching Neville Goddard how to put value on the things that were given to him for free, and to change that, and to prove for himself that imagination creates reality, and that consciousness is the only reality. Therefore, we have no other place to look but to look inwardly. We have no one to change but ourselves. And we have no other to serve but to serve humanity. Because together we are all one deity. So my brother, my sisters, it is the microcosm in the macrocosm. There is one universal mind. And all our minds are hooked up to this one universal mind, or this one universal consciousness. So we are all one consciousness. Therefore, we need to be in oneness. We need to be in togetherness. But religion separates us, divides us. Religion, politics, higher education, all these things have been put in place to keep us divided. So we'll be conquered, so that we could be controlled, so that we would not know who we are and why we are here and where we come from. So my brother, my sisters, remember this, that consciousness is your only reality. Therefore, the greatest power you have is your thoughts. So if you control your mind, you will control your reality. If you control your mind, you'll be able to decide for yourself where you want to be, what you want to do, and what kind of person you want to be in this world that we are living in. So, when you give away your power, no one else can help you when you give away your power, because you have a choice. Each and every one of us was given a choice. And it is whatever choice you make would mean what is your experience. Every personality that there is on the face of this earth, it is because of their perception. It is because of the way you think. So basically, your personal reality, which is your personality, it starts for us with a thought. So your thought is what is creating your reality. Thus the reason why there could never be no other reality but consciousness. For consciousness is the only reality. Everything comes out of consciousness. So my brother, my sisters, my encouragement to you, as Abdullah encouraged Neville Goddard, is to look inwardly. And when you look inwardly, you discover your creative power to achieve your every desire. That's the reason why Matthew 6:6 tells you that you must go into your secret place where the Father resides, in the secret place. And your Father is the creative you, that creative power within you. And it says that you must close the door which is closing your eyes and go into the secret place, which is going into meditation. And when you go into meditation, you must use your emotion, your feeling, with your thought of that which you so desire, and have the feeling of your wish been fulfilled, and get in to the silent. And your Father, who hears in secret, will bring it to pass in your life. So my brother, my sisters, my encouragement to you is to use your consciousness to create your reality consciously, as Abdullah taught Neville Goddard, so that he will be able to bring a message to all of humanity. So with that being said, I want to thank you very much, and I want to encourage you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and to like, share, and to always practice this message of self-realization in your life. Now, I want to also encourage you to follow me on Instagram at Black Mad Guru, and to check out my website, blackmadguru.com. Also, this message I bring to you is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 teaches you that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And hadn't it been that I would have had that experience, I wouldn't have been here bringing this message to you and iterating how much Abdullah wanted Neville Goddard to teach his message to all of humanity, and how much we are to tap into the energy of Abdullah and let all of humanity know that consciousness is the only reality. Therefore, my brother, my sisters, I always put my hand on my crown chakra, letting you know that when you have that awakening from within yourself, that you will awake within yourself, and you would realize that according to Psalm 78:65, that the Lord would have awakened out of a great sleep, as of one given to wine. And then you would realize that this life is all but a dream, and you are awakened out of the dream, and you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that is the dawning of a new day in your life. And why the Bible says that the Lord thy God is a S-U-N and a shield in Psalms 84:11, and in Malachi 4:2, that the sun as in the S-U-N of righteousness shall arise with healing with healing in his wings. Now when you come to this consciousness, you come to realize that the human imagination parallels the sun, and the sun parallels the human imagination. For without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And all of humanity depends on the sun, because it is the sun that powers all of humanity. Therefore, my brother, my sister, my encouragement to you is to use your mind power, which is your solar power, to achieve your every desire, as it's been taught by Abdullah. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.